Cambridge continues to grow as a vital centre of innovation and technology, with businesses needing to work together and our historic city centre housing some of the world's most revered institutions. Issues like congestion and poor air quality threaten the continued success of the whole region. The Greater Cambridge Partnership is developing a long-term solution to the challenges Cambridge faces, looking at public transport and sustainable travel across the whole of the region. What we're doing in Cambridge today is launching the next step in a really exciting project designed to help people and businesses move around key locations 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're trialling a small fleet of autonomous vehicles, electric shuttles like minibuses that will be running on the West Cambridge campus to demonstrate the way that this technology can become a new part of an integrated transport network.
Connected and self-driving vehicle technology is set to play a major role in the exciting transport revolution happening today in the UK, helping to improve and level up transport across the nation by making everyday journeys greener, safer, easier and more reliable. The Centre for Connected Autonomous Vehicles is leading government efforts to support companies such as Origo to develop self-driving technologies here in the UK. It's also collaborating with local authorities, such as those in the Greater Cambridge area, to explore how self-driving technologies can deliver transport services that are designed for people at their core.
The trial on the West Cambridge campus has funding from Innovate UK. It's a collaboration between GCP, the Greater Cambridge Partnership, and Origo, the developers of the shuttles. This isn't a flight of fantasy. This is an emerging technology with real-world benefits.
So this is the Origo autonomous vehicle, electric vehicle that's been converted to run so it can drive itself. So we have some laser scanners. So with those scanners we can see all around the vehicle and out to 200 meters in front of the vehicle. So there are multiple cameras. We can pick up objects that are in the scene and we can also pick up the road markings. This is a fully accessible vehicle, so we have high visual contrast touch points. We have high contrast grab handles to help you get in, and then underneath this step is a deployable ramp. It's a regular vehicle interior. There's lighting and there's seat belts for every seating position. We have CCTV cameras here, and there's also air conditioning. We have seating here for 10 people. Due to the COVID limitations, we're currently only operating with 3, so we can have the maximum social distancing.
I think the reasons people don't use public transport mainly come down to convenience. I've got to time my movements to fit in with the timetable for the bus or the train. And if I'm unlucky, I'll just miss it and then I have to wait for another one. And it doesn't actually take me to exactly where I want to go to. Our vision is that in the long term, a vehicle will come and pick us up whenever we call for it and drop us off wherever we want to be. And that's the opportunity that's brought to us by autonomous vehicles. This project is going to help us get to that objective by picking out some of the things that we can do in the shorter term, and within the limited domain of the campus, it's a technology which we can deliver within the next year or two rather than waiting a decade or two.
We've seen trials and pilots across the UK before, but they've always been in very controlled environments. But we'll be running on the West Cambridge site in mixed traffic with cyclists and pedestrians. There is a safety operator within the vehicle. Safety is paramount for us.
We'll be using the shuttles to run a loop from the Park and Ride site on Madingley Road over to the West Cambridge site, along the length of the site and up to the University Institute of Astronomy, then back along to the Park and Ride site. The route's about 3 kilometres long, and it represents an example of the shorter local commutes, which this technology seems really well suited to.
So for a local authority, we really need to begin to understand how these vehicles will operate. So what adaptations will we need to make to our infrastructure? How will we provide charging? Where will we keep the vehicles? We need to understand the legislative frameworks that these vehicles run in and what changes potentially need to be made. And we also want to really understand how passengers interact with the vehicles. How will they feel when they're on them? Will they feel safe? Will people use them as part of the public transport system?
With the results of this trial, we'll be looking at how to scale up the technology and the best ways to integrate it with the transport network to help people get easily to work, education and their other daily destinations.
Autonomous vehicles potentially have a really exciting future as part of the public transport system, running overnight, supporting things like rural transport and bringing benefits to our communities.
We're particularly excited about this project as it is looking beyond the current trials to identify how zero-emission, self-driving technologies could be effectively integrated into Cambridge's existing public transport, cycling and walking infrastructure.
In Cambridge, we want to be at the forefront of this technology, and it's really important for the UK as well. We want to be seen as a world leader in autonomous vehicles.